Hello everyone, this is Arohi and welcome to the fifth lecture of Python for Data Science program. Today I'll talk about strings. I'll show you what are strings, what are the different methods of strings, right? And guys, strings are very important because in future when you are going to study the next topics while doing data pre-processing, data cleaning, when you will be learning machine learning and deep learning means for all those things, whenever you want to handle data, while handling data, the functions of strings helps us a lot for data cleaning and data pre-processing. Okay, so just learn these concepts properly. So let's begin. So over here I have a variable st, and in that variable I have stored a string value. Strings are always stored in double quotes. Okay, so Python Technologies is a string which is stored in st variable, and over here I'm just showing you how to print this. Okay, now let's suppose you want to see how many, you want to check the length of this Python Technologies, means how many characters are there, right? Then you can simply use this length method. And remember, when you use this length method, it will count the space also. Means it will start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space will be covered at 7, 8, 9, 10. In the same way, it will count, and the total number of characters in this particular string is 19. Okay. Now, consider this example. We have a variable s, and in that s variable we have this string. If you see it carefully, we have one space before the Python variable, and we have one space over here, right? We have two spaces. Now I'll show you the methods lstrip, rstrip and strip. See, these are the three different methods by which, by using them, we can remove the spaces. So let's suppose you only want to remove this space, right? You don't want to remove the space over here. You only want to remove this space. So you can use L strip over here. L means left and R strips, this R is right. So this is the left side. You want to remove the space from the left side. You can directly use this L strip method on this s variable, because this s variable is storing a string, so it will remove the space from left side. In the same way, if you want to remove the space from right side, then you can simply use this rstrip method on this s variable, as I've done over here. S dot rstrip, it will remove space from here. And let's suppose if you want to remove all the spaces from the string, right? Then you can directly use this strip method. S dot strip. This will remove all the spaces. Okay. So over here, I'm checking the length of this variable after removing the spaces. So initially, this space will get counted. This is the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So with spaces in the left and right side, this particular string have length is 8. Okay, so when you'll perform r strip, means you are removing the space from right side, so what will be the length remaining? 7. This is how you can see. After using this strip method, means we are removing space from left side and right side also. That means two spaces get deleted, and now the actual length of our string will become 6. All right. So this is how you can remove the spaces from your strings. Now let's suppose you want to compare the strings. So see, as I've already told you, a Python is case sensitive, right? So now A variable is having this string pyfood, B variable is also having pyfood, and C variable is also having a pyfood string only. But if you'll see carefully, A and B, the pyfood over here, even they both the strings are in lowercase, but in C variable, this particular string here, the P is capital. Okay, so if you'll compare the string which is in B and the string which is in A, if you'll compare these two variables, you will get a output as true because all the values are similar. They are case sensitive and both are in lowercase. But if you'll compare the A variable with C, this pivot with this pivot, here the first P is capital and here the P is small, so it will give us the output as false. Okay, means capital P and small p are two different values. Okay, this is how you can perform the comparison. Over here, okay, in this example I'm simply this into 5 means, let's suppose if you want to repeat a particular string as many times, you can directly use this asterisk and then into 5 means I want to repeat 5 times. If you'll write 10 over here, this particular string will get repeated 10 times. All right, now the next thing is replacing the strings. Replacing means, let's suppose this a variable is having this string, okay, but instead of here, you want to replace this here with there. Okay, then how to do that? So for that, string have replace method. Okay, so we want to replace the string from which variable, which is stored in a variable. So that's why a dot replace and parenthesis. First of all, you write the particular word which you want to replace. So I want to replace here, so that's why I've written here over here. And then next to this you need to write with which particular value you want to replace this value. So I want to replace here with there. Okay, and I'm storing that replaced value updated string in a B variable. So I'm printing the B over here. So you'll get the output like welcome there, because this here get replaced by there by using this replace method. Okay, now over here in this, over here we are splitting the string. Let's suppose you have a string. See, I have told you that double quotes starting over here and double quotes are ending over here. So this is a one string. Hi, hello, how are you? This is a one string. Now I want to split this string into a different string. Okay, right now this is a single string, but now I want to split it into a different strings. Okay, so how you can do? Nums, because here, because this is storing this particular string, dot split. Split is a method. Using this we can split the values, and then in parentheses you need to write from where to split the string. So we are saying wherever it get commas, from commas separate the strings. So we have one comma over here, so it will split this and this, and then again we have comma over here, so these two values will also get split. So that means hi is a separate string. Now you can see single quotes, hello is a separate string, and how are you is a separate string. It is splitting on the basis of this condition. Over here, let's suppose if you have colon over here, hi colon, hello colon, how are you, so you can write split the string on the basis of colon, so it will split it like this. All right, so this is how you can perform split. This is the another example of split. Over here we are using the alphabets, and over here we are doing with numbers. So again what we are saying is split on the basis of comma, so we will get these many different strings. All right, now let's suppose you want to join them. So we have splitted it. Now let's suppose we want to join these strings. So the strings which are stored in n variable is this. So how many different strings we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 different strings and I want to join all these strings. Okay. So how you can do that? This. This means this should be used in between all these strings. Dot join is a method. What you want to join? The data which is present in n variable. And what is there in n variable? These values are there in n variable. We want to join the data in n variable using this. Means after one string, and when we are joining it with another string, this symbol will be in the between. You can write any symbol, whatever symbol you want to write. So now see, these all values, these all strings get joined together. Okay, so this is how you can join the strings. Now here we have few methods, like a is a variable and we have Python tech string in it. P is capital in this Python tech and T is capital. Okay, so now on this a variable I am using this upper method. Upper method simply means convert this whole string into a uppercase. This will be the output of this. Okay, lower method simply means convert this whole string into a lowercase like this. Okay, swap case simply means the alphabets which are in capital, convert them into a lowercase, and the alphabets which are in lowercase, convert them into a uppercase. Swap the case. Okay, so this will be the output of this. And a dot title. Title simply means the first alphabet of string should be capital and rest of the characters in that particular string should be in lowercase. So these are few common methods which we are using in strings. Okay. Now let's see how to concatenate two strings. Means if you want to join the strings, then how you can do. So it's quite simple. You can use this plus. This is one string, this is second string, and you want to join this string like this. You just need to put this plus sign in between, and this is how you can perform the concatenation. All right. So the next is this. Okay, now let's perform slicing. So guys, if you have gone through the video of list, right, in that I have explained you the slicing, right? So the same concept of slicing you can use on strings also. How? Let me show you with the example. So right now we have a s variable. In that s variable we have this string hello python. Okay, now let's suppose S, and I'm writing 1 colon 8, means starting from index 1 and it will go till 7. Remember I have told you, right, after colon if it is 8, that means it will check till 7, one value less than the last value. Okay, so it will show us the output which will start from the index 1 and will go up to 7. So what is it index 1? H is at 0 index. So that means output will start from E because E is at 1 index. So what we have written over here, start from 1. So this is a first index, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. This is the output which we are getting over here. So what we have done over here is we have sliced this particular string on the basis of index. Okay. And another example of slicing, colon 4 simply means we want to have data before this index 4. Means it will give you the output till 3. 4 will not get included. So 0, 1, 2, 3. You will get this as a output. All right. And let's suppose if you want to reverse the string. So this is how, let's suppose this is a string and you want to reverse it. You simply need to write the variable in which you have your string. So our variable is this in which we have a string, and then you'll have two column. This is for starting index and this is for end index, and then minus 1. Minus 1 simply means this is negative indexing, right? I have explained this in my previous classes also. Minus 1 means the very last item of the very last index of a string. So if you'll write like this will reverse your string. So this is the output you'll get. Actual string is this, and after reversing the character of that string you'll get output as this. Okay, now let's suppose you have this particular string and you want to see whether the string which is present in this s variable dot ends with rd. You want to check this particular string is ending with RD? No, our string is not ending with RD. So it will give you a false output. So in the same way, ends with, we have starts with. Okay. So over here, we want to know whether our string is starting with PI. Yes, our string is starting with PI. So this will return you our output as true. Okay. Now let's suppose you want to find a particular character in a string. You want to find particular, particular alphabet in a string. So just write the variable in which you have your string. Find is a function which we are using, and this is what you want to find. I want to find the F. So this will return you the index of that particular alphabet. So according to this, our F alphabet is at index 2. So F, this is our F, right? So this is at index 2. In the same way, R find, and then we have count method. What you want to count? How many times this O is present in a string. So how many times O is present in a string? So one is here, right? Another one is here, and last one is here. So three times our string is there, right? So guys, this is all about strings. These are the very basic functions, but these functions are very useful while working on data pre-processing. Might be these functions are looking very simple right now, because these functions are really useful while performing data pre-processing and data cleaning. So go through them properly, try them properly. Okay, thank you.